Hello everyone, thank you guys for tuning into another video. In this video, we are going to talk about a potential update for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. The reason why we are discussing this today is Ever Crisis Anniversary, which is coming up. The co-director for that hinted that Square Enix might start revealing information about Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 around the second anniversary of Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, which is September 2025. Now, I believe this. I mean, obviously they wouldn't hint at it if it wasn't true, but when we take a look at Final Fantasy VII Remake, when we take a look at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and what could come next, I think we will see Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 a lot sooner than we think, because Remake obviously was a whole big ambitious thing, which they did, and that's all said and done. Then you have Rebirth, which took a lot from Remake, assets, character models, this, that, and the fourth, retooled it to some degree, but Rebirth really laid a ton of groundwork, a absolute ton of groundwork. I mean, the tools and the assets and everything they created for Rebirth is easily scalable or whatever it may be to Part 3, which leads me to believe that Part 3 can at least be announced sooner than we think. It may release sooner than we think. Now, another thing, too, is that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth did not, well, we don't really know actual sales numbers as of yet. It is rumored that launch-aligned Final Fantasy Rebirth is potentially selling about half of what Final Fantasy Remake is selling, which I guess is understandable to some degree. Now, you have to take into consideration the scope of this whole project, right? When Square Enix decided to greenlit this whole remake project, trilogy, whatever you want to call it, they had a budget, they had a scope, they had a timeline in mind. It is very likely that what was created to utilize 2 fast-tracked 3. And they've even stated that they've already begun working on 3. And I think Square really wants to not necessarily like right the wrongs from Rebirth, because Rebirth critically was great. People loved it. It's one of the best Final Fantasies in recent years. It's a great game, but sales-wise, it just didn't really hit. And I think, as a company, they're looking at that like, hey, we need to recoup these costs. We need to bring in more revenue. We need to increase our operating income. Like they're paying attention to that, right? And I think they really want to just cap this off. And I don't think they want to lose any momentum, whatever, right? I think they want to capitalize off of Rebirth, critically, what is done, and really just use that to hopefully help Part 3 catapult itself into becoming one of the best-selling titles in the series. Also, Square Enix's pipeline doesn't look that crazy as of right now. We know Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered is coming out this year. There's a rumored Final Fantasy IX remake, which we have no idea what's going on with at the moment. Their biggest heavy hitter would very much likely be Final Fantasy Remake Part 3. And, even with the ending and just all of the discussion we've had, everything that's been said with Square Enix in regards to Part 3, it just seems like I just have this feeling that it's coming sooner than we think. I don't think we're going to see this long gap like we did with Remake, right? Which really, in the grand scheme of things, wasn't terribly long, about 4 years. But I would argue that Remake Part 3 comes out late 2025, which I know is, well, I'm sorry, not late 2025. We're in 2025. Comes out early to late 2026, which I know is crazy to think, but I just think we are going to see this game and have this game in our hands a lot sooner than we think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.